What do electric eels, pig guts, and jars of farts have in common? Believe it or not, they were once considered legitimate medicine. Long before antibiotics, MRIs, or even basic hygiene, people had to get creative, really creative. Today, we're counting down the 10 strangest medical cures in history. Which ones were just plain gross, and which ones were ahead of their time? Let's find out. Coming in at number 10, electric eels for headaches. Imagine this, you're in ancient Rome, your head is pounding. No Tylenol, no ice pack, just a doctor who says, I have just what you need. Let me grab the eel. Yes, an electric eel. Some physicians in ancient Greece and Rome actually prescribed zapping patients with live electric fish to treat headaches. Literal aquatic electrocution as medicine. The idea? Well, the shock would interrupt your humors or nervous energy or whatever else they didn't fully understand at the time. Honestly, maybe it just distracted you from the headache by giving you something worse to think about, like being electrocuted. And no, this wasn't the one-off idea. Scribonius Largus, a Roman court physician, wrote that the torpedo fish, a type of electric ray, would be used to treat migraines, gout, and even numb limbs before surgery. So basically, this was the world's first, very squishy, extremely unreliable TENS unit. Honestly, if my options were eel to the face or nap in a dark room, I'm choosing the nap. But hey, points for trying. Number 9, half-dead rats for toothaches. So your tooth hurts, you're in ancient Egypt, you could try herbs, prayers to the gods, or just stick half a dead mouse in your mouth. Yeah, you heard that right. Egyptian doctors believed the cure for a raging toothache was to slice a mouth in half vertically and apply one of the halves directly to the problem tooth, because clearly nothing soothes pain like rodent guts and despair. Now, this wasn't some fringe nonsense either. No, it was recorded in the Ebers Papyrus, one of the oldest medical texts in history. Mice were seen as useful for everything from baldness to healing wounds, but dental surgery. All of the uses were weird, but this was a very bold move. But hey, if you're already dealing with tooth infection, what's a little mouse bacteria between friends? Half for him, half for her. Modern dentistry may be terrifying, but at least nobody's reaching for a dissected field mouse and charging you $5,000. Yet. Coming in at number 8, pig bile for burns. You've burned yourself in Tang Dynasty China. Ouch. No aloe vera, no burn cream, just one soothing solution. Pig bile. Yes, the greenish-brown digestive goo that lives inside a pig's gallbladder. Ancient doctors believe it could reduce inflammation, fight infection, and heal wounds. And look, in a time where actual medical options were limited, people tried whatever they could get their hands on. Burned? Slather some bile on it. Cut yourself? Grab the pig juice. Sad? Probably still pig juice. To be fair, some bile does have mild antimicrobial properties, but rubbing it on an open wound, that's a nope from modern medicine and a yuck from basically everybody else. Ancient innovation or medieval marinade? You tell us. Either way, pig bile is not going in our first aid kit. Number 7, arsenic for asthma. Victorian medicine. The era of powdered wigs, polite society, and casually prescribing arsenic to treat asthma, diabetes, and basically anything else you didn't want to die from. That's right, this famously deadly poison wasn't just for murder mysteries. It was mainstream medicine. In fact, doctors believed small doses could stimulate the body and ease symptoms. You know, just before it slowly ruined your liver and entire nervous system. Some Victorian patients took arsenic pills, others drank it in tonics. A few brave souls even rubbed it on their skin because who didn't want that luminous Victorian death shimmer? To be fair, medicine was more art than science back then. If you didn't kill yourself instantly, it was probably fine, but arsenic was always extra. Prim, proper, and just a little poisonous. Thanks, Queen Victoria. 6. Sheep liver diagnosis. Long before X-rays or MRIs, Mesopotamian doctors had a different approach to diagnosing illness. Forget examining the patient. Cut open a sheep instead. Yep, practitioners believed the liver was the source of life, so naturally it made sense to use it as a medical user's manual for someone else's body. They called it haruspicy. And it wasn't just for medicine. Leaders used it to predict everything from health issues to the outcome of wars. Nothing says science like checking out sheep's guts before making foreign policy. And if you're wondering, no, there was zero actual correlation. But hey, they were trying. Probably bad medicine and policy in general, but A+ for creativity. So next time you're waiting on lab results, be thankful there's no lamb on the table. Number 5 is gross. Milk transfusions. Blood is red, milk is white, but apparently for a while in medical history, those two were basically interchangeable. In the 19th century, some physicians believed that cow's milk could be used as a direct substitute for blood, not as a supplement, as a transfusion. The logic? Blood had volume, milk had volume. Blood had nutrients, milk had nutrients. And apparently, no one wanted to admit that milk isn't meant to go into your veins. Not to spoil the milk, but it didn't go well. Patients experienced fevers, seizures, and in some cases, well, let's just say they stopped needing transfusions. To be fair, they meant well, but next time someone tells you milk is a good substitute for everything, maybe don't take it literally. Number 4, whale carcasses. A warm bath, some ambient music, maybe a face mask. Everyone loves a good spa day. But in 19th century Australia, if you had rheumatoid arthritis and a strong stomach, your spa day might have looked a little bit more like a dead whale. Believe it or not, people actually climbed inside whale carcasses to treat joint pain. The idea? Warmth plus pressure equals relief. And sure, the heat probably helped a little, but so did not being wrapped in blubber and whale guts for 8 hours. Ugh. This was less massage therapy and way more Moby Dick's revenge. But hey, when your knees hurt, sometimes you'll try anything? Number 3, farts in a jar. During the Black Death, Europe was desperate. Doctors wore bird masks, people fled cities, and medicine was more like medieval improv. Enter one of history's most unfortunate ideas: fart jars. The medical theory, like cures like, but plainly they believed that issue A could be cured with commonalities to issue A. In this case, the plague smelled awful, and well, so did flatulence. So someone thought, why not trap farts in a jar and then open them during outbreaks to somehow cancel out the deadly smell-related problems? Yeah, so people literally farted in a jar, canned it, put it on their shelf, and when people started getting sick around them, they pulled their jars down from the shelf, cracked it open, and literally sniffed their farts to stay alive. Just like Stinky Jimmy from down the street when we were growing up. But in this case, yes, they still died. A lot of people died. In fact, an estimated 30 to 60% of Europe died during the plague, all wishing on the healing of a fart jar. But it shows how far people will go when there's no cure and too much medieval cabbage. Coming in at number 2, leeches. Leeches, nature's tiny vampires with a verified medical degree. These slippery bloodsuckers have been used for thousands of years to treat everything from headaches to heartbreak. In the Middle Ages and beyond, bloodletting was all the rage. Too much blood? Slap on a leech. Feeling feverish? Leeches. Bad vibes? You guessed it. Leech therapy. Strangely, this one isn't entirely ridiculous. In fact, modern microsurgeons still use leeches to prevent blood clots and improve circulation after surgery. So maybe they're gross, maybe they're clingy, but unlike fart jars, leeches actually made the team. Number 1. Snail slime. Topping our list of bizarre medical cures is something you might still be rubbing on your face. Snail slime. Used in ancient Greek for sore throats, wounds, and skincare, snail slime had quite the glow up. Today, it's in cough medicine, serums, and overpriced lotions with names like Hydra Mucus Lux. Slimy? Yes. Shocking? A little. But hey, if it's good enough for Greek doctors and TikTok influencers, maybe snails know something we don't. Just don't ask how they harvest it. Yikes. So from a half-dead rat in your mouth to marinating inside of a whale carcass, history has no shortage of weird, wild, and downright unsettling medical ideas. And yet, every bizarre cure tells us something. They tell us how far people are willing to go to survive, how much they trusted nature, how little they understood about bacteria, and sometimes how close they were to something real. Medicine is trial and error, then and now. Heavier on the error then, but every now and again, even the strangest treatments leave a mark. If you like this strange scroll through the past, hit that subscribe button for more offbeat stories, battlefield secrets, and bizarre breakthroughs from history. Thanks for watching. This is Long History Short, your shortcut to the whole story.